Hey guys, in this video I'm going to talk about, is it okay for lower belts to ask black belts to roll? So, is it okay for a lower belt to ask an upper belt to roll? Abso-fucking-lutely. It's not something I see in most gyms anymore, but it's a prehistoric mindset, and I think it's something that needs to go away. So when I was a blue belt at another club in another city, I went up to a black belt and I asked them, would you like to roll with me? This guy looked at me as if I just took my pants off, squatted down, and took a shit right on the mats in front of him. I thought I had done something horribly wrong. He just looked at me and just shook his head with like the coldest stare, and I was like,
fuck me, right?
And I went and trained with somebody else. I think this mindset is toxic. I think as black belts or just upper belts in general, we are the role models, we are the leaders in jiu-jitsu, and we have to set that example for lower belts. I want students to try and challenge themselves and experience high-level jiu-jitsu, and so if I have white belts only training with white belts, or only feeling comfortable asking other white belts to roll, those white belts are just gonna be going through an endless cycle of awful technique. So I want them to step out of their comfort zone on the regular and challenge themselves by trying to roll with higher belts. Picking harder rolls is good for the development. I want them to experience the jiu-jitsu against blue belts, purple belts, brown belts, and black belts. And while that still does happen at these other schools, I want them to be able to take initiative of their own training. There is nothing egotistical, there is no ill intent behind them coming up and asking me if I'd like to roll. It's just them wanting to train jiu-jitsu with me. There is a difference between somebody coming up and saying, would you like to roll? Or someone being like, hey bitch, I'm gonna fuck you up. I've never had someone aggressively approach me like that. Absolutely, as a new black belt going to another gym, I understand that certain blue belts are gonna be coming at me to try and take my head off. But that is part of the fun of jiu-jitsu. Obviously, if you're an older practitioner, I get it. You gotta be more careful about who you spar with. If someone comes up and asks you if you wanna roll with them, you can politely tell them no. This doesn't have to be seen as an awkward interaction. Sometimes you don't want to be sparring with people over 200 pounds or that spazzy blue belt, the person who's always gunning for you. Just tell them your reasoning for that. Having that talk with them might make them be a better training partner for you. Maybe it'll make them less spazzy. But I hate this mindset that you have to be careful about asking upper belts to roll because you might offend them, as if you're doing something wrong. It is totally fine for a lower belt to ask to roll with you, and it's fine for you to even potentially learn something from them. To the upper belts watching this video, I challenge you guys to set that example for others. The way you carry yourself in front of lower belts is potentially going to influence how they carry themselves when they are eventually black belts.